We're now going to hear a video from another extraordinary brother, Steve Farrell. Steve has recorded this message because he couldn't be with us live. Many of you will know Steve Farrell co-founded Humanity's Team, a nonprofit in 2003 with Neil Donald Walsh, author of the Conversations with God series, and is its executive director. He's a member of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle and contributed a chapter to their Nautilus Award-winning book, Our Moment of Choice, which, by the way, we're going to be giving away some books tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for session 5 tomorrow. He lives in Boulder, Colorado with his wife, Stephanie, their 2 young adults, and their dog, Sadie. Steve from Humanity's Team.
The executive director of Humanity's Team. I want to thank Ben and Ervin for inviting me to be part of this symposium. I'm coming to you through this message because I'm going to be out of the country during the summit. Thanks so much for inviting me to be part of this symposium. I want to talk to you about what we call in Humanity's Team our Galileo moment. Galileo, as you'll recall, in the early 1600s, was this leading scientist, physicist, and astronomer that observed that the Earth was revolving around the sun in a solar system, and it was not at all the center of the universe. Might not sound like such a big deal, but it was a very big deal. This was the time of the Roman and Spanish Inquisition, when you did not surface something going against prevailing beliefs. And so he was put under house arrest, and he was almost killed. The only reason he wasn't killed is he recanted and said, just kidding, not really true. Only problem is there were many others that had telescopes that observed the same thing, that the Earth was not the center of the universe, that the Earth was being warmed by the sun in a solar system, and so that we could see the health and well-being and the truth of where the Earth is in the universe. Like that time, today we live under a similar false reality. The false reality that our separated self is the center of our universe, which is how many of us, from the time that we wake up in the morning from our pillow, see the world, as our separated self is kind of the center of everything. Even though mystics down through the ages have shared, no, the universe is deeply interconnected, interrelated, and interdependent, that in fact it's one. There's a diversity and unity, that there's a divine presence, that there's a divinity that actually encompasses the whole of the universe. And as we know, science is now affirming that this is true, right? In quantum physics in particular, there's a great deal of research coming forward that's saying there's entanglement across the universe. 2 things that have no physical connection are deeply affecting each other. The Resonance Science Foundation, IONS, many organizations, many physicists have made it their life work to share this truth, that in fact there is no such thing as a separated self. We've created a false reality. So our invitation in Humanity's Team is to see ultimate reality for what it really is, that we're a part of this deeply interconnected universe, that there's a spiritual universe, there's a universal consciousness animating all of life, and we're inseparable from it. And when we put ourselves at the center of that universe, from the time we wake up on the pillow, where we see that we're a cell in the body of this superorganism that we can call life or the divine, and we live our life from this place of service and truth, that then everything changes. That this is actually the thing that heals the root cause problem on the planet today. Just as the root cause problem was the Earth, center of the universe, today, root cause problem is that we are separated self at the center of the universe instead of a source, the divine universe, that is at the center of the universe. And where we see this, we become warmed by the love of the divine. We come in service to life around us. We're actually designed that way, is what scientists are sharing. And we create health and well-being for ourselves. We leave this place of isolation and anxiety and disempowerment that so many people are feeling today. And we enter this new world of deep connection, of love, of joy, of blessing, of beauty, right? All of these things where we have this entirely new worldview. And in a sense, it's almost like we're born again, where we see the truth of what mystics and science are sharing. So this is the important thing. Thank goodness that Galileo was the brave person he was in the early 1600s, because he changed the world. There's no one person today that can stand tall and share a truth that's going to change the whole world. Today, it's incumbent upon each of us to stand in the truth of what mystics and science shares, to move our ladder where it's leaning against this wall of false understanding of separated self, and place that ladder against this new wall with this new understanding of this universal consciousness animating all of life that we're inseparable from, and living into the health and well-being of what this is. And in doing so, we create an amazing life for ourselves. I call it like floating on a raft above the up and down world that is today's world. When 8 to 10% of us live this way, then we create tipping point. And in tipping point, the whole world sees this false reality that we've been living into, and this new reality, this truthful reality that's blessing and beauty and grace and peace and so much more, where we're in service to life around us. So that's our call to action here in the Humanities team. It's the thing that I want to bring to this symposium, to simply live into ultimate reality, to live into the truth, to move this false belief aside, that we embody a separated self. It's not true. And why take something so sacred as a life lived and live into a false reality? Now's our time to each stand up and live into the truth of this conscious reality. There's a great migration to conscious living that's going on. We're actually well into this new migration. This is the age of consciousness. This is where we elevate consciousness, this thing that Einstein shared was so important if we were going to create a new world. And it didn't happen in his day, but it can happen in this day. It is happening. And where we all live into it, it's very, I'll call it contagious. People can see and feel the blessing and beauty and grace and peace that is this conscious living thing. And again, as it becomes contagious and as it spreads, we create this whole new reality, this sustainable and flourishing world, not only for our generation, but for generations to come. All of the young people that we see in this world, that they inherit that new earth. And isn't that a life worth living? Thank you again, and namaste, for inviting me to be part of your program.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Steve, for sharing that powerful, inspirational message. So many groups, so many networks, so many platforms right around the world that are coming together at this time. It's extraordinary. It's exhilarating. It's amazing. Sometimes it's even a little overwhelming. When you feel how much is going on. But I do want to acknowledge, just take a minute. We're going to have just thank you. And thank you, John Raymer. We're going to go over into the participants room in a moment. We've got some great engagement. The engagement sessions here as part of the symposium have been such a wonderful kind of addition to everything and innovation. But I do want to just shout out to Purpose Earth. And I want to invite everybody to share something to Purpose Earth, who really are the primary sponsor for what's put this symposium together. There were many sponsors that chipped in and put money together, including Good of the Whole, Connection Field, One World, Sign Network, Light on Light, Source of Synergy Foundation. But it was really Purpose Earth that supplied the funding to do all of the work. Irina Morrison has been doing the web, the design, those beautiful graphics, what Derek has done and Ayana has done. All of that's been funded through Purpose Earth. Now, 100% of everything we give to Purpose Earth will go to grant recipients in all around the world. And if you didn't know, Purpose Earth over the last just few years has given away almost $400,000. usually in like $5,000 to $10,000 grants, 100% going to projects in Africa, projects in the developing world, group projects. It's an extraordinary blessing. And I just want to make sure we have an opportunity for everybody to share back, even if it's whatever you can. I'm going to bring up the QR code. We're all used to using the QR codes now. So open your phone and let's get into Purpose Earth. Becky's also putting links through the chat. And you'll be invited to give a one-off donation or a monthly donation. Again, this is not for us. This is for Purpose Earth. It goes out through the grant recipients. It goes out to projects that are beautifully, wisely selected by the Grants Council. Laura Rose, Marty K. Casey, Professor Peter Blaise Corcoran, and many others serve on that eminent council to give grants away. And there are people that have received grants, like Chief Dwayne Perry and groups all over the world that have received Purpose Earth grants. So just wanted to take a minute because it's important that we continue the flow, continue the energy rolling around the world. And as if we're enjoying this symposium, if you've got any benefit out of it, if you feel there's been any value, then I invite you please to pay it forward and send something now to Purpose Earth. $5, $50, $500, whatever you feel called to do monthly or one-off as you wish. But 100%, as you can see, go directly towards the grant recipients and their projects. Not only do they get money and funding, they get mentorship as well from the incredible Purpose Earth family. So we'll close this in a moment. The link's in the chat. The QR code is there. Get your phone out, open the camera, and you can be taken straight to that link where you can support and put something in there. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate paying it forward. As I said, if you've received anything out of this so far, please send that back to Purpose Earth so we can continue the wheel and the cycle of this blessing. Let the golden thread continue to flourish in all sorts of beautiful ways. I want to take a moment to thank John Raymer. We haven't finished. We're going over to the session now. Participation. We're going to have a transition segment with Tez, but I do want to thank our speakers today, Chief Phil Lane, Audrey Kitagawa, Luisah and Jyoti Ma, David Gershon, Pato, Antoinette. Thank you, Dr. Julie Krull, for kicking us off, and John Raymer for the beautiful co-hosting. We're only halfway through.